would you accept that there's racism in Islam?
No.
Okay. Why are you so confident that there's no racism in Islam?
Because by extension, when you're asking, is there racism in the Quran and the Hadith? If the answer is no, by extension, there's no racism in Islam.
Okay. So do you have any evidence to say there's no? Because I hear from many people that black people are not treated well, and I've seen that in Islamic places. Right. So that's my experience and what I've heard.
Define Islamic place.
Well, I've been to Saudi Arabia. I was invited there. I went to Saudi Arabia.
So what do you mean?
When I was there, people, I was there on a project, and some Saudis, the youth, because it was a theme park. It was Al Rashid Mall, in Riyadh. I was there, and they said to me, "Come, I will show you your people." So they pulled up on the Maserati. They were very wealthy there, and it was steaming through the desert on that Maserati. Vroom.
Did you get to sit in there as well?
Of course, I was sitting in there. They was riding me. They said, "I'm going to show you your people." They see me, I'm a black man, so they're going to say, "I'm going to show you your people." Right. So I went for the ride in the Maserati, and then they came to a place, and I saw many black people there, and their living conditions wasn't very good. And from that, they were making the message quite clear to me that these are your people. Look at how they are. So that was I've heard many things, but I saw with my own eyes racism.
Okay.
In Islam.
So
hold it. Yeah. So that's how I came to make that statement.
Okay.
So you are confident that there's no racism in Islam?
I'm confident, yes.
Yes. So I want to know, well, how do you arrive at that confidence?
However, if we apply that logic, there will be hundreds and thousands of people here in the UK that will say we have come across racism in the UK. It is majority Christian, well, not anymore, but it is historically a Christian country. They claim to have Christian values. If we look within the Bible, there are many racist statements in the Bible, the Old and the New Testament. But then for them to
racist statements in the Bible?
Yes, racist statements.
Which statements in the Bible are racist?
We'll come to the evidences. There's a whole list. Yeah.
Okay.
So then, if we then conclude because of said person in the UK that said something in a country that claims to be historically Christian, and there's racist verses in the Bible, therefore Christianity is a racist religion, that logically doesn't follow. So now if we then come back to the hadith, which hadith have you come across that gives you the impression that there's racism?
Yeah, there's many. There's many. I'll show you. But first of all, I'll be interested in your position.
Yeah. So my position is based upon the last sermon of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
No, not the Quran, remember? Not the Quran.
Yes,
it's not about the Quran. We're talking about the hadiths.
I'm talking about hadith.
Yeah.
This is a hadith.
Okay.
Yeah, where the Prophet gave his last sermon. And in the last sermon, he said there's no superiority over an Arab, over a non-Arab, over a black, over a white. Yeah? Now the Prophet is distinguishing between the races. However, he is categorically, unambiguously making an anti-racist statement. Yes. So he is clearly going against these racial norms that may be amongst certain Muslims, but there needs to be a a distinction between statements of Muslims and statements by revelation. Statements by revelation is Islam. Statements by Muslims is their opinions. So that individual in the Maserati, that frankly, I don't think he should have said that to you. Yeah, I'm sure if he was here, he'd be able to say, no, I just meant in terms of, this is your race or this is this. But I don't think that's, if you're a guest in their country, somebody that's saying, oh, let me drive you, I think he took you in a Maserati and I'm sure you had a nice time looking at the sights. But that statement, I think it's a risky statement to make it with somebody that comes from your culture. I don't think it's a sensible statement to make. Is it clearly racist? I wouldn't say so. Would I advise somebody to use words like that for a guest? No. But to imply that because this individual made a statement, therefore it's an Islamic statement, it's a leap. It doesn't follow. Not all Muslims practice their faith to a T and they make mistakes, but to label their behavior as Islamic behavior is inaccurate and, wrong, frankly.
Okay, interesting.